How's it going, everyone? So today we're going to be covering the topic of ticker symbols. Now we're also going to be looking at a couple of news articles, so stick around for those. And for those that are new to the channel, it really helps if you like the video, so much appreciated for those that do. And before we jump into what ticker symbols are, I'm just going to provide everyone with a rundown on both my Trading 212 account and the Etoro account. And so the main call out with Trading 212 this week is that the technology sector has been on a decline. Now, one of the main reasons is because Intel had their earnings call and the price dropped around 13%. Now, for me, this was a great buying opportunity. I also bought more into the technology pie sector as well. Before I did, this value was around -5%, and so it's cut down quite a bit. And so for those unaware, I also have an Etoro account that tracks dividend-based companies. I've since brought into other companies from the previous video, so we can see the likes of Intel and some other real estate companies that I've brought into. I have $86 that I'm going to be deciding where to buy into next, and at the moment a profit value of just $3, but profit nonetheless. And for those unaware, I have a bunch of links in the description. There's a free share available for Trading 212 if you use my sign up link. And for those that want to open up an account in Etoro, I have a link there as well. And optionally, you can copy my exact portfolio so you have the same exposure to the companies that I invest in. Okay, so moving on to ticker symbols. What exactly are they? Well, they're pretty straightforward, to be honest. When we think about a well-known company, we're aware of their full name. Let's take, for instance, Apple. So we're aware the company name is Apple, but equally we can just search if we know already what their ticker symbol is and we get the search result there. And that works for a range of companies. You can see with the likes of Etoro, they favor the ticker symbols, which is the top, and then they've got the company name on the lower section here. So with the likes of Citigroup, if I just put in C, C is the ticker symbol. So a ticker symbol is just a mapping from a company name to either a 1 to potentially 5 digits. Now, different stock exchanges have different identifiers. So on the Nasdaq, you generally have a 5-letter identifier. Now, there are exceptions to this rule. If we think about Facebook, which is just FB, that is also available on the Nasdaq. And equally, if a company is listed from a different stock exchange, then if they are moved over to the likes of the Nasdaq, then they can keep their original ticker symbol. So if we look at the likes of Alphabet, and if we just type in GOOG, we can see we have 2 results here. And so we can see with the ticker symbol GOOG, we have a Class C, and Class C has no voting rights. But the likes of GOOGl, we can see on the top list in there, but just to remove the other one, we have a Class A, which provides us with voting rights. Now, what is really interesting here is that we have a Class A that has the voting rights. The price is actually less compared to the one without voting rights. So generally speaking, it's always nice to have a stock where you have voting rights. Although you don't have much power as an individual investor buying a small number of stocks, it's nice to know that your individual stocks hold some form of weight. But yeah, really interesting that the price is higher for the stock that doesn't provide you with voting rights. So those are some companies listed on the Nasdaq Stock Exchange. Now if we switch over to NYSE, those generally have 3 characters or less. So as an example, let's look at Berkshire Hathaway. We can see the first 3 characters, it matches 2 other unrelated companies, but this first one here, we can see we've got BRK and then a full stop with B. Now, although it's not possible on Trading 212, there is a ticker with the full stop followed by A at the end, and this is a Class A stock. And so BRK with the B is a Class B stock, and we can see that written here on its full name. So in this instance, the B just stands for a Class B share. And so with this stock, you have no voting rights. But we can start to see that these ticker symbols, although it looks a little bit strange to begin with, there's additional information added to some of these stocks. And so it supplies extra clarity. And equally, if you want to invest in companies that are listed on the London Stock Exchange, and we can pull up an example here. So we've got the British Land Company. Now for Trading 212, it just comes up straight away, entering the 4-letter ticker symbol. But in other places, it will be listed with this full stop with an L. So the L just stands for London. And so switching over to Yahoo Finance, if we put the same ticker symbol in, we can actually see that on Yahoo, they show the full stop with the L. And so all that says is that this company is listed on the London Stock Exchange, hence the letter L at the end. So for those new looking at ticker symbols, they are really simple. As time goes on, you eventually memorize what the ticker symbol is. And when you're looking into companies, you can search using that. But for most of these large sites, you can put in the full company name or you can put in the ticker symbol. They both work in the search results, as you've seen. Now we have this really ugly looking website, but we can see that we have a stock named OMG and it's on the London Stock Exchange. So there's actually some ticker symbols out there that have funny names. This was one that I came across. Completely pointless information right here, but I just thought it'd be interesting to share. And so you may be wondering, when it comes to ticker symbols, does it have any impact on the performance itself? And so we can see from this article that there was a study that found that stocks with easy to remember ticker symbols such as PZZA, sounds like pizza, B-Day, birthday, cool with a K. These ones actually beat other indexes that on paper would at least outperform the easy to remember ticker symbols. And so the period was from 2006 to 2018. There was a compound return of 13.2% compared to an index, and they've used the CRSP, which is just 4.9% during the same period. So it does show that having a clever or a stupid but easy to remember ticker symbol actually helps. More often than not, people are buying into these companies and pushing the price up and thus compounding the annual return. So who knows, maybe an easy solution is to buy into these funny named or easy to remember stock symbols. For me personally, I will continue investing into companies that I believe in. And there's another website out there named RobinTrack. This will have a bunch of metrics. And so if we click on the leaderboards, we can actually see which companies are most traded on the Robinhood app. So we've got Ford Motor, General Electric, American Airlines. Now, something to remember is that with a lot of these trading platforms, and it's the same on Trading 212, if you are to use my link, you'll get a free stock. And generally speaking, you'll get one of these companies for General Electric. And so for some of these top ones, it's not a massive surprise that these are most popular, given that free stocks are issued from these types of companies. But if we look down a little bit, we can see the likes of these bigger companies, Apple, Microsoft, Tesla. These are all being traded in higher quantities on the likes of Robinhood, for those US investors out there. And without looking at the metrics for Trading 212, no doubt there's going to be similar behavior as well. But what we can see here is that these ticker symbols are used all over. They are pretty much a fundamental aspect to trading when searching and looking up companies. But at least now we can all understand that at a basic level, if there's 3 characters or less, then they're most likely listed on the NYSE stock exchange. For larger characters up to 5, we can see they're listed on the Nasdaq. And then if there's a full stop with an extra character, then that is just additional meta information that allows us to understand, for instance, if the ticker symbol is from the London Stock Exchange. And so all these metrics are pulling from Robinhood, and it was announced earlier this week that Robinhood has halted UK expansion plans. Now, it's not clear of the actual reason why Robinhood is pulling out of the UK. There were 2 times when the application crashed and a lot of investors were unable to buy or sell during very volatile market conditions. So we could potentially say that is one reason why they're pulled out, but equally with COVID, they probably had to make readjustments, and the core of their business always takes precedence over expansion measures. And so as it says here, Robinhood now plans to redirect resources to strengthen its core US business. And I should say that from Business Insider, they're doing the same thing as me. They suspect it's from the app outages. But equally, there has been bugs in the app or features that have been abused to a certain extent where you can leverage other people's money and then place orders that can either make you a lot of money or lose a lot of money. And so individuals that don't have the money to pay back, then Robinhood has to deal with the shortfall there. So metric-wise, they are looking good. They've had 3 million new users this year. They've raised additional capital. And so they have an 8.6 billion valuation. And if we look at the UK market, we have the likes of Free Trade, of course, Trading 212, and other European-based companies out there. Overall, it's a little bit of a disappointment that Robinhood isn't coming to the UK. Personally, I wouldn't hold your breath in terms of thinking Robinhood is going to come to the UK. I think this is a real setback, but as we all know, there's alternatives out there. Check out the link in the description on this video. There's a whole range of platforms that you can use to invest, so it doesn't really impact us. It's just always a shame to see that there's going to be less competition. So moving on to the question of the week. For those that have been using ticker symbols, which symbol do you generally search for? For me, it's generally the likes of Tesla. I've been looking into how their prices have been moving recently. So let me know in the comment section which ticker symbol you generally search for. And for those that enjoy my content, it'd be great if you do subscribe to my channel. It's completely free. So thanks for watching everyone. And with that said, I'll catch you in the next one.